Give your house some love this holiday season with a fresh coat of paint. Scott Chaucer from Flawless Painting is here to tell us so much more. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me
Well,
again.
last time I saw you, you were Fred Astaire.
A little bit different. Toned it down.
Toned it down a little bit. Now, for anybody who hasn't seen you on the show, Scott's been coming on the last few years, and he's got a pretty incredible story, I think, of how you can take a bad situation, take lemons and make lemonade, and that's what you did when you started Flawless. What, 15 years ago?
15 years ago, almost coming up on 15 years back in 2000. Got downsized from corporate America and unfortunately, left with a lot of men and women out there with, what are we going to do next? So fell back on something that I love to do, and that was painting houses, transforming homes. We started at one house at a time, delivering real good quality service, expectations of customers, whether it was inside or outside, and we just grew from one house to another, built those relationships, built those referrals.
And they refer, right?
And then we just started really just steamrolling really the last 15 years, and we've been on here for quite some time, and it's been phenomenal.
Well, good, and I know we have a great special for you. We're going to get to that in just a second to get your house beautiful for the holidays for the in-laws. But tell me about this Best of House Award. For anyone who's not familiar, I actually spent the weekend with a girlfriend who just bought a new home. She's remodeling it, and this is a big website. It's H-O-U-Z-Z, House, and for you to get accolades there, that's a pretty big honor.
Yeah, they've got over 25 million page views, and the situation is basically, coming through for all the customers here in Atlanta, then they rate you, and then you get selected for it. And it was a great, accolade for us. And just recently, we got a call from somebody that saw the show, saw us on, House, and they're from Athens, Georgia, and they asked us if we would come, and we said yes, we will come that far, and it turned out to be great. We're doing their kitchen cabinets right now and their whole inside right now, and it's just, worked out great. So it's just really, really helpful when you get accolades like that. It really gives you credibility, and people get to see what your talents are.
Oh, absolutely.
And we've got a lot of testimonials on there as well.
Yeah, and I know we're talking about the inside right now, but I want to go outside first.
Correct.
Because tell us how you can get our home's exterior updated in no time before it starts getting too cold.
Well, it was funny. Even my wife was saying this morning, maybe I should mention that, it seemed like we're in, London, England, or Seattle, Washington for the last 2 weeks. We've just had so much rain.
Yeah.
So before we get into the wintertime and it's really, really cold out there, I suggest take a good look, walk around your house, make sure that, things are tight, the caulking's not falling apart, paint's not peeling, window issues, door issues. It's really important before you head into the next 90 to 120 days, because a lot of situations can change. So I strongly suggest take a quick look around the house, and that's why I said let's mention and talk about the outsides. We still are doing exteriors. I get lots of phone calls about coming to do this and that before it really starts to change.
Right, and he can recognize things and fix things like wood rot. And you've told me on the show before, 90% of the jobs that you go on have wood rot.
A lot of wood rot,
exterior.
yes it does. It doesn't matter if the home is 5 years old or 15 years old. We usually find some wood rot on people's homes, and you don't want those to escalate into bigger issues.
Right, and let's move inside now. I mean, the exterior pictures are gorgeous, but I just get such kitchen envy with these kitchen makeovers, because you are saving people so much money and time by being able to transform these rooms. And really, it's not like something where they have to be displaced for, weeks at a time.
No, they don't. And I love it. I get excited about it because it's total transformations, as I mentioned. That's what I love to do. And that's what we love to be able to come through for the homeowner. We can save you $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 instead of doing a 6 to 8 week build out of a brand new kitchen. You're displaced for 4 or 5 days, as I've said, time and time again on the show, and I get really excited about doing it. And that's what we're doing with this homeowner that's out the way in Athens too. Changing their cabinets from dark stained cabinets to a light, bright, crisp color. Right. And people are just fascinated about what we can do with it. They just don't really believe it or see it. But when we start showing them the testimonials in our galleries, they start to understand, hey, I could do this too.
Yeah, and we're almost out of time, but I wanted to get to something that we don't normally do. So I was glad when I saw this question. Common mistakes that people make when painting. Let's get to that one. What are some of the things? I think I know them. I think I've done them.
two big ones are people use latex paint over oil-based paint all the time on trim work in their house, you know, and that is a big mistake, because then we come in and we have to clean up the mess. And what I mean by that is the paint will peel right off if you use latex over oil.
Yeah.
And then there's bigger issues, longer time in doing it, and then not prepping the area properly before you start to paint. A lot of people will just take the brush, take the can of paint,
Oh,
start
boy.
painting
Yeah.
without doing any prep work to it, and they think they've done a great job. But as you know, I can tell
He
right
can
away.
tell. He walked into my house and was like, "Who did that room?" I was like, I don't know. It was the recession years.
And then
Jim
using-
probably did it himself, trying to save money, and it shows. By the
Yeah.
way.
And then the last thing,
Yeah.
real fast,
Yeah.
is just the sheen of paint is really important. A lot of
Right.
people say to me, hey, the color's eggshell. There's no color called eggshell. That is the sheen. And a lot of people still today, and I've been doing this 15 years,
Right.
say the same things. They don't understand the difference between flat satin, eggshell, semi-gloss, gloss, and where it's appropriate to use those sheens. So very critical,
Right.
and really could be a big mistake.
Yeah, and I know, I hate that we're out of time, but we want to make sure we get to that great special.
I was
But I
gonna
want to
take up
say,
the whole show.
yeah, take up the whole show. I want to say quickly, free color consult. He'll come in. They'll be able to tell you, what colors would look the best. But ultimately, it's your decision. But he's got a great offer today.
Yes, and I've got to mention one thing for 5 seconds,
Yes.
but the great offer is take advantage of it. If you spend over $1,000 and people are calling and again, over and over and taking advantage of this, getting 15% off if you spend over $1,000. Get a
Right.
$100 gas card.
Nice.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, that's
it's
a
just
great
really
deal.
great. And last thing is we were at this restaurant last night called Elevations, and
Yeah.
we're getting the project. It's the chop house at the airport in
Yeah.
Kennesaw, where Tyler Perry brings in his free planes and things like that.
Nice.
His planes.
Yeah.
Well, she mentioned what was the decision to choose us over another painting company. It was our color consultant and our designer.
Really? Because, and that's, again, something you get for free when you pick up the phone and call Scott. Scott, thank you so much.
So
Always
thank you
so good
for
to see
having
you.
me.
Flawlesspainting.com, 678-386-7899.